been a bit more lenient. Well, nevertheless, it was a great free kick, and we're losing 2-1. I hope this lot keeps up for the second half, because I'm off in a box. Oh. I mean, you know, one of the executive boxes.
I wouldn't mind it myself, but at half-time it's Town 1, Notts County 2. Well, welcome back to the second half. Whoa, Mendonca nearly in. I reckon we want an orange ball. But as Rowley quite prophetically said, you can bet your bottom dollar that when the second half resumes, conditions will change. I don't know about the wind dropped an awful lot, but certainly Martin's just come over the top after going for a quick shake of the unemployed. And I think, one, the wind has dropped, and secondly, of course, the snow has gone with it. But it is the same pitch. And believe it or not, albeit covered in a dusting of snow. So, Town 2-1 down. All to do. But I fancy us to do it. Clipped on by Smithy. This is Draper. Gary Croft comes across. It's really all he could do. I've got snow in my microphone. Agnew. Groves with the header forward. Jim Dobbin trying to get in there. Got a good header in. He was shoved. Now Dave Gilbert. On to Clyde Mendonca. Ball out and a Town throw. Dave Gilbert. Lovely touch forward. Notts County defence having nothing to do with it and very quickly pushing that ball away. Agnew. No changes on either side that we can see. This time it's a Notts County throw. Overruled in actual fact by the referee. Linesman have given it the other way. Mark Smith trying to turn with it, can't do so. In comes Gary Croft. Just got the header to it, knocked on by Smithy, Mendonca. There's the ball back, taken off the feet of Dobbin by Paul Groves, who took over. Croft, Gary Childs. Wants the ball back. There it comes, Gary Childs, good play, laid back, Paul Groves. Over the top. Good approach play. So, Notts County with a goal kick. And either this is Rowley Godfrey coming back or we found Captain Oakes. Well in by Groves. Johnson. Now Futcher. Ball spinning. Whoops, Futcher under pressure. Croft. Groves again. Now Gary Childs. Only half touched it. Good ball by Dobbin. Tried to get the ball back from Mendonca. That's not a bad pass. And Croft is there. And snow coming down again. And the wind with it. And once again, the Humber is obliterated. So, Dean Thomas. No, and unfortunately for all concerned, it isn't Captain Oates, it is Rowley Godfrey. Ball cleared. Jim Dobbin, good one forward. Clyde Mendonca tried to turn with it. It's a good layoff. Gary Childs, Croft in support. Here's Gary Croft. Jim Dobbin is making a run through the middle. Croft, Paul Agnew. Aggie. Good ball forward. It wasn't a good one. Dobbin just got to it. Mendonca tried to knock it off there to Smith. But across comes Palmer and out goes the ball. And clash there, I think, between Jim Dobbin and somebody, was it? Or Groves? Groves and Dean Thomas having words with the referee. So on the far side there, Charlie Palmer getting attended to. I think the referee's given a throw. Yes. Mendonca, good touch inside. Dean Thomas tries to hack it clear, short, over his head. In comes Groves. Futcher did well. Too much on it probably. Cherry. Now we'll see what sort of distance Cherry can make from his kick. But as we say, the wind certainly dropped compared to what it was. Yes, and he's reaching the halfway line. Free kick given away on Groves. Futcher wanted to take it quickly. Graham Roger has gone forward, the ball heads towards him. He got the flick on as well, it's well done. Still in there, Groves! Just around the post. I think it got a deflection in a corner, but it wasn't far away.
Now you do get the feeling that if Town can get the act together, that they should win quite easily, John, but as I say, at the moment 2-1 down, but I'm pretty confident.
So it's Town's sixth corner of the game anyway, 6 minutes of his second half gone. Still 1-2 to Notts County though. Dave Gilbert, low, not the height on it he wanted. Notts County clear easily enough, but it's only to Futcher. He brings this ball back to the left wing. Dave Gilbert straight away back into the middle. Flag is up. The referee finally spotted it. So Town most definitely wanted 3 points out of this game, but we've been put really to the test here by Notts County. They played well in the first half. Jim Dobbin, Childs, it's a good ball. Mendonca, he's done well. Nipped away from Town again. Across comes Roger. Town get the throw. Gary Croft will take it. And again, Futcher issuing instructions. And again a Town throw. Well, Smith's the obvious target, and Smith's got it, but it comes away from him. Smash forward, it's not a bad ball. Gary Lund on the run. Paul Agnew. Steve Sherwood. Well, didn't get the height to it. And there was offside there. Not given. Steve Sherwood. Now, I reckon that was a back pass. I reckon Steve Sherwood picked that up. Well, I mean, he certainly picked it up, but that was a back pass.
I know he picked it up.
And, I mean, all the fans around us, and I think old Steve Sherwood, well, somewhat embarrassed.
Well, anyway, we'll have to ask him about that one.
Definitely. Clyde Mendonca. Johnson there, now Cherry. Well played, Johnson again. Well, now then, Clyde Mendonca into the middle. Looking for offside and getting it. Gary Lund, and again. And again. Agana. Still Agana. Turning away. In comes Futch. Saw it well. There's a run from Mark Smith. Good pass. It's a great ball. But 2 men on Mark Smith, but we might get a corner out of it. Saved. Town get the throw. So Dave Gilbert with it. Mark Smith. Back to Dave Gilbert. It's all a bit tight. Still Dave Gilbert, right-footed, blocked, and another throw. Mark Smith. Back to Dave Gilbert, deflected into the middle, near post. Corner kick, goal kick, already been given. Ball already out, I think. Bit of a peculiar decision, but that's what it is. And it's still Town 1, Notts County 2. So 11 minutes of the second half gone. Cherry with a goal kick. Mark Smith on the chest well. Mendonca inside him. There's Clive Mendonca looking to give the ball back. Mark Smith overruns it. Straight through to Cherry. Johnson. Only as far as Gary Croft. Now Gary Childs. So Town, with such a fine victory in midweek away against Oxford United, really wanted to follow it up here today, but we're struggling at the moment. Jim Dobbin, Paul Agnew, ball wide, Dave Gilbert, immediately under pressure from short. Paul Agnew, not a good ball. Now, have we got a corner out of it? The referee says no. Cherry did well, he saw Johnson early. Johnson's clearance, not particularly a good one, but Lund gets the ball. And again, Agana, Futcher across. Only a half tackle. Croft is in there, Agana is away. Tony Agana still there, square, Lund! And thankfully for Town, past the post, but it was a good move by Notts County. They got away from 2 challenges there. And Gary Lund hammering it past Steve Sherwood's near upright. Steve Sherwood's kick met well by Dobbin. Smith squirts away from him. Gary Childs. Johnson did well. Groves, good ball. Croft going to have to play it early. Agana closed him down. Gary Childs over his head, did well. That's a push on the back of Mark Smith. The ball booted away. It's a good position for Town to get a free kick in. And I fancy Dave Gilbert to swing it in. Graham Roger will be in there. So, Dave Gilbert getting the snow off the ball. Oh, it's well hit. Cherry comes for it. Only half gets there off the line. It's Paul Groves' header. And now Notts County clear. Cherry missed it. Groves got the header in, and it was good cover on the line. Now Futcher to Croft. Gary Croft, still coming forward, still going, shakes off Agana, great ball to Gary Childs, up against Johnson, still Gary Childs, and again, left-footed in the middle, only edge of the area, Dave Gilbert, oh, good save, that ball was out I reckon, nothing has been given, Agnew, Dave Gilbert, it's a good save by Cherry, Dave Gilbert again, in it comes, low, edge of the area, Groves surely, nasty one, and Steve Cherry right behind it. So Town turning the screw a little bit, Rowley.
Yeah, 2 shots on target. One was a good save by Cherry from Gilbert. The other one was, you know, run of the mill.
Futcher. Groves leaves it to Smith. Turned well. Mark Smith tries to get it through the middle. Jim Dobbin. Whoa. I think we're a bit lucky to get that. I think he went for it, did Jim Dobbin. The ball got caught underneath his feet. And I think Town lucky to get the free kick.
Yeah, well, they was looking to get theirs, so let's see if we can equal it out.
Dead right. And what, only about 3 yards from being the same position. Well, let's see whether Dave Gilbert can emulate what Mark Draper did in the first half. Seven-man wall, would you believe? Here we go. Dave Gilbert. Whoa! Well, Cherry got it right. Got across well. So Dave Gilbert with a corner. It's a good shot. The short's available with Gary Childs, but it goes in deep to the far post. Graham Roger looking for it. And again now Futcher. Ball played back. Gary Croft, he wants somebody left side. Now then, should be interesting. Oh, and thankfully for Town, Short ran the ball straight out. Pushing and shoving, Town get the free kick. No doubt Dave Gilbert to take it again. Paul Agnew is there. Dave Gilbert wants to get it taken in quickly. Groves calling for it. In they come. There's a harmless header and goes well wide. So 62 minutes gone. Still Town 1, Notts County 2. And it's all Town at the moment. Nothing to show for it. Cherry's kick. In comes Dobbin. If he finds Mendonca, it's going to be good. They were looking for handball. Nothing's been given. Dave Gilbert. Still Dave Gilbert. Past the one. He won't get past the second. Whoa. Oh, and that's an elbow. Dave Gilbert got a whack in the face there. Here's Croft. Gary Childs has come deep. Still Gary Childs. Well, he wanted somebody down in that position. Mark Smith doing his best to make the man play the ball, which he has done. And Town get the throw. Childs with it. Jim Dobbin. Ball back to him. Whoa, he took a kick at him. That's silly, that. Town throw. Jim Dobbin. Back to Childs. Pushes it there for Mark Smith. Still Childs, low. Another throw. Or is it corner? Corner kick in actual fact.
Linesman give a throw in.
Well, it's touch and go, but we'll have it. Still in there. Not now. Futcher takes over, back to the wing. Dave Gilbert. Agana with him. In comes a cross. It's a nasty one. Now, if anybody can control it, Mendonca's there. Lays it on Mark Smith, and that's a poor, poor finish.
I thought Clive was going to have a go at first, but then it was a poor strike by Smithy. So, but we're not really pushing him hard enough, I think, this half.
Well, I don't know. We're not pushing where it really matters, I don't think, which is right in the middle of the attack. Croft. It wasn't the best of ball by Paul Groves. Gary Childs knocks it down. County get the throw. There's still 2-1 to them. And I think they're getting ready to make substitutions on the far side. The Town subs, as I mentioned earlier, Tony Rees, Kevin Joblin. And for Notts County, Andy Williams, would you believe, and Kevin Bartlett. Agana. Backing into Futcher. Nothing given. Lund takes it on now to Smith. To the byline. That's a great effort. Good piece of play. Steve Sherwood was there, took it easily. Mark Smith screaming for it early. He's going to get it now. Well, Agana picks it up and runs. Still going. He was blocked there by Roger. No question about it. Jim Dobbin forward. Oh, crikey. All the way from behind there on Mark Smith, Charlie Palmer. And I think he'll probably get booked for that one. Silly challenge. He just slid right in on the back of Mark Smith. And if he gets a card for it, he can't really be unhappy. Well, I think he's lucky. And silly challenge. Futcher will take the resultant free kick. Graham Roger, of course, has gone forward. That's a ball for him. It's going to fall for Gary Childs. Nods it off well. Gary Croft. Still Gary Croft. Looking to strike it. A referee once again in the way. Croft. Good effort. Cherry there, right behind it. Cherry brings it out of his area. And again, nobody putting the pressure on him. Clive Mendonca might do so now. Cherry gets good distance. Agnew falls for Futch. Now he's hoping to get somebody running.
Direction's changed.
Gary Lund. Agnew delayed it, then pulled the man back, and that's a free kick. Activity on the Town bench. I think the obvious choice is naturally going to be Reese for probably Smithy, I don't know. Free kick taken quickly by Notts County. Short. Still out there on that right wing, as you see. I think the less said about that one, the better as far as they're concerned. And we're certainly going to have the Notts County switch here. Going to be number 10, Paul Devlin, who I can only assume has got a knock because he was everywhere in the first half. Scored the first goal, I reckon. Groves. Oh, Mendonca. Somebody snapping at him. Draper out to the wing. Short's come up in support. Nasty one. Gary Croft had got across. And I reckon it's Andy Williams, the number 14, who has come on for Devlin. And he himself looks as though he's going forward for this. And the man with the corner will be David Smith. And it comes near post. Wasn't a good one. Jim Dobbin, good header away, but nobody really looking for it. Here's Short. That's a good cross. Oh, it's a great cross and a great goal. No marking. Gary Lund got in front of everybody. And Gary Lund scores against his old team, as he did at Meadow Lane earlier in the season, and Town go 3-1 down.
Sloppy. No other word for it. Sloppy marking. Lundy will be happy.
It was sloppy marking. He got right in front of Graham Roger and everybody else, and 69 minutes gone, and Notts County go 3-1 up. And this is disappointing as far as Town are concerned. We clawed our way back into this game, and now we're giving it away. It all started out on the right-hand side there. Men given far too much time to play around with the ball. And then when it came into the middle, well, Gary Lundy's always going to be dangerous on the edge of the 6-yard box, that sort of distance. And he scored the only goal in the game earlier in the season when Notts County beat us 1-0. And he's got himself on the score sheet here today. Graham Roger. Well, he's clipped it forward into the corner, but it should be harmless enough. Short sees that go out, or does he? No. Smithy kept it in. Town get the throw. Well played, Mark Smith. But I think we're probably going to have a dual substitution here for Town in a minute, because I think the bite of Joblin's going to be added in midfield, and Tony Rees will no doubt come on up front at some stage. Let's see. Here's Futch. Croft's available. Whoa. Ball stood up. Croft will recover, but only just. Futcher. Futcher again. Groves. Childs. Gary Croft outside him. Gary Childs going forward. Mendonca back to Childs. Into the middle. Too close to Cherry. Made a meal of it. And they come. Groves says thank you very much. It was no foul on the goalkeeper. In actual fact, Cherry had already knocked the ball away when Groves picked it up.
He's given the goal, I think.
I think he's given the goal. I'm sure he's given the goal. We'll get an opinion here from Martin on camera in a minute, because I reckon he's given it. Well, I think we're still going to have the substitutions being made. I reckon Paul Groves has got his second. I don't think the Notts County lads were too happy with the challenge. I think it was Jim Dobbin who actually went in there on Cherry, but it was Jim Dobbin who got poleaxed by Cherry's challenge. And Cherry's punch only reached Paul Groves on the edge of the area, and he in turn plonks it into the back of the net. I reckon we've got a goal out of it. Well, certainly plenty of attention here for Steve Cherry. He's a damn good goalkeeper, there's no question about that. But he certainly felt it. Well, he's up on his feet. The Notts County fans don't like it. But the score only is Town 2, Notts County 3.
Well, we've hit back straight away again, but Futcher's off. And Smithy.
So obviously the Smith substitution is just as both the men come on. Joblin, and nice to see Kevin Joblin come back. A very solid work of this fella. Rees for Smith is obviously a one-for-one change. I don't think Mark Smith's too happy about things. He's straight down the tunnel. It's just a straight swap there for Mark Smith for Tony Rees. As for where Jobber's going to go, well, I reckon that we're going to play three at the back. And Steve Cherry not a very happy man.
Well, I mean, to me, the man must have a mentality of nil, because the referee's obviously took time off, so he's not wasting any time whatsoever.
Well, the Town fans finally finding the voice, I'm glad to say. That's a Town throw. Whoa, Jim Dobbin, referee once again getting in there. Well, the referee's been a damn nuisance all afternoon, to be quite truthful, because he's got in the way of just about everything.
Well, I still say he cost us that second goal.
Well, it makes you wonder. But Jim Dobbin out, and we've just made the substitution. I think Joblin's just going to go into midfield to give a bit more bite in midfield, to be quite truthful. They're going to play three at the back, which is just going to be Crofty, Roger and Agnew, I think, unless we're going to let Paul Groves go back there.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, you're 3-1 down. I know it made his mind up to make a substitution if we'd have been 2-1 down. The thing about it is we've got to either draw or win, and by taking Futch off, he's giving an attacker, and we're going to make the best of it. But always amazes me, these fit men who get hit by a little simple tap.
Graham Roger with a clearance and real good distance on that. And it's coming back again, or is it? No, not quite. In comes Joblin. Tony Rees. Dave Gilbert. Good turn. Now space here for Gary Childs and Gary Croft. Good switch of play. Here's Croft. Gary Childs. Ball under control. Gary Childs comes forward, wants the ball back from Tony Rees and gets it. Drags it back edge of the area. Jim Dobbins shooting distance, deflected. Oh, off the bar, surely! Yes! It's another hat-trick for Paul Groves.
That brings back memories, doesn't it? I think he got nearly all three the same way on his last hat-trick. But what a superb strike by Jimmy Dobbin.
Well, Jim Dobbin, it might have got a deflection, but it was a smashing shot in actual fact. The shot itself would have taken some saving. The deflection took it onto the bar, came down there to Paul Groves, and Paul Groves says, thank you very much, and 75 minutes gone. We've got a real game here, 3-3.
We've got to give Paul Groves a little bit more credit than, you know, just nodding the rebounds in. You've got to be there to do it.
He's a very quick thinker, this lad. There's no question about that. Now, Agana. Oh, the Town lads didn't like that decision. Johnson coming forward, still Johnson. Smith attacking two. Good cross, low, near post. Agana is there. Back into the area. Oh, this is terrible defending by Town. Corner kick. So 77 minutes of the game gone, the 7th corner for Notts County. And so after being 3-1 up, within 5 minutes Town got it back on equal terms. Oh, crikey. Surely away, that looked like a penalty. There's certainly a good dive. And I think Dave Gilbert having a word with the man there. Well, Graham Roger got in a fashion. So, Dean Thomas. Jim Dobbin. Tony Rees backing into his man. Whoa. Oh, he didn't like the challenge. So 5,871 people in the ground here today. Not a bad crowd on a filthy afternoon. Now, Tony Rees. Oh. Shove on him, nothing has been given. Town will get the throw, however. Gary Childs. Looking for Tony Rees. There's a ball back to Childs into the corner. Just behind the goal. So this time next week we hope to be wending away, or at least we will be at Peterborough, watching Town play there. We think it's a game that we can video at, so hopefully we'll be able to bring you that one, but you've certainly had some entertainment of one description or another here today. 3-3. Groves with a hat-trick and Groves with the ball forward. Sherry after it. Well, I don't know about a back pass, but he's going to play it. Johnson kept the ball in play well. Croft, good challenge on Smith. No, in actual fact, the back four has more or less stayed as a back four. Joblin has gone to left back and Paul Agnew has come inside. Croft.
Just one piece of useless information is that Paul Groves has scored both his hat-tricks against the two teams that got relegated from the now defunct First Division, which is now the Premier League.
I don't think Old Groves will matter where they come from. He'll be well happy to get himself a goal, let alone 3. Graham Roger. Tony Rees. Johnson. Jim Dobbin just got the foot in. Gary Childs. Graham Rogers sandwiched there, surely, nothing. Whoa. Well, it's hell for leather out there. Gary Croft, good challenge, and it was a high challenge by Dean Thomas, I mean. And Gary Croft felt it. Now, Clyde Mendonca. Dave Gilbert, there's a run made there by Rees, was it? Too much pace on the ball, though. And Gary Croft, a young man who stuck to his task this afternoon, he's come back after a long injury layoff. And he's been in the wars. Cherry's clearance. Joblin comes in. Roger on the chest, wants a runner. There's Tony Rees, but there's a lot on the ball. Johnson will try and play it. We'll have to play it, I think. Ball goes out, goal kick.
9 minutes to go.
So 9 minutes to go, we reckon it's 3-3. Alan Buckley on his feet, trying to get everybody G'd up. And in really bad conditions, we've had plenty of entertainment here today. Jim Dobbin couldn't connect as he wanted there. Short. Ball bobbled badly for him there. He's going to get it back, or is he? Groves got in, or half got in, as did Joblin. Whoa. Well done by Dobbin, and again took a late challenge by Thomas. And I think Thomas is going to get himself booked for that one. He's had a couple of goes. He had a nasty challenge earlier on at Gary Croft. Another one there on Jim Dobbin after the ball had gone. And Dean Thomas, the first man to get the yellow card this afternoon. And there you have it.
Yeah, it's been niggling all afternoon, John, as you quite rightly say. He can't have no excuse for that, but should be exciting last few minutes.
I reckon. The referee saying, let me get into play for goodness sake, so Paul Agnew will have to take the ball again, take the kick again. Everybody forward for Town. Agnew with it. Towards Tony Rees, he can't reach it. In comes Joblin, great challenge. Tony Rees. Jim Dobbin slides it off well there to Gary Childs. Great ball, Jim Dobbin, edge of the area, blocked. Tony Rees was a man setting him up. Agana, one through the middle. Croft on the chase, should just about reach it, but Smith's got real pace. Croft's done well. And again. Gary Childs. Now, can Mendonca make something out of this? Cherry's going to have to clear it. And does well. Dave Gilbert, ball back, they were looking for offside, nothing given. Cherry again. Clyde Mendonca will have to get back on the side. Tony Rees. Tony Rees again. Still Tony Rees holding it up. Groves. Nobody really moving for him. Croft. Well, that's a hopeful one. And that's going to be a goal kick.
Wasted.
So Steve Cherry will take his time. 6 minutes left, we reckon.
Yeah, I suppose if he scored 3 goals away from home, you expect something out of it. So Notts County will be disappointed if they go away with nothing. But at the same time, it won't be much use to Grimsby Town, just the 1 point, I don't think. Having said that, I think Notts County have had the better of the conditions.
Yes, they've certainly played above the position in the league. They don't look as though they're a side that's at the wrong end of the division. I know Town have not been at the best today, that's fair to say. But Notts County have battled very, very hard. Croft. Rees. Agana. Making things difficult for Graham Roger. Here's Gary Lund. Back to the wing, Smith. Pushing and running past Croft, or trying to. Smith will get there. Good cross. Over the top of the net. But they have played well down this right-hand side. Or Town's right-hand side. And young Gary Croft, after his long layoff, will certainly know he's been in the game when this one finishes. Steve Sherwood. Garner, Croft. It's to the halfway line. Tony Rees is there. Johnson all over him, or should I say Palmer was all over him. Ball back now into the middle. Jim Dobbin. Joblin. Kevin Joblin coming forward. Wants the ball back from Mendonca. Clive Mendonca hangs onto it, backs in. No foul has been given. And I think, yes, Kevin Joblin just ran into his man. I think Kevin knew what he was doing. So it's substitute Williams. Gary Lund, good flick on. Nearly got it back. 4 minutes left. Groves. An ambitious one. Williams leaves it to Cherry. Now then. Whoa, they're looking for offside. Nothing given. Well, Cherry almost playing as an outfield player at the moment. This is Smith and Croft. Still Smith around Croft, who held him off. There'll be a fair bit of injury time, obviously. We've had various people knocked down at one stage or another throughout this afternoon's game. Steve Cherry being the longest injury of the lot. So still plenty to play for. Dean Thomas. Ooh, nasty one. And I think that was Graham Roger. Well, he scored enough at the right end. He nearly scored one at the wrong end then. I think that's Notts County's 8th corner.
That would have been embarrassing, to say the least.
Yes, so corner to be taken. They're going to look for the short. Smith. Back again it comes to Draper. Edge of the area. Draper again. Chips it in. Nasty. Oh, surely. Well, a great save in actual fact at the end of it all, but Tony Agana can't believe it, and I can't, to be quite truthful either.
I'll be quite honest, I was going to just turn around to you and say, well, that's it. What a save.
Whoa, nasty one from behind. Referee surely should have given a free kick. Nothing has been given. Town take the throw. Still in play. Tony Rees and Dave Gilbert. Dave Gilbert takes over. And he's got a corner, but it was... Well, whether he knew an awful lot about it, Steve Sherwood, I don't know, but it was one hell of a save at the end of it all. Back to Dave Gilbert. Edge of the area. Gary Childs tries to take it down, lays it back, Paul Agnew. Back it goes to that wing. Kevin Joblin snaps it into the middle. Dave Gilbert. Still out there, Mendonca, back to Dave Gilbert. Oh, just a foot in. Good challenge at the end. Now, here's Kevin Joblin, nobody on him. Good cross. Cherry's come a long way, oh! Couldn't reach it. And Gary Childs can't either, that's going to be a goal kick. I was going to say the referee didn't know where it was.
Just wonder what the conversation between Roger and Cherry was.
So Cherry with it. Knocked away from Groves. Joblin. Dave Gilbert through the middle. Tony Rees gets it to the wing. Good play by Town. Gary Childs against Johnson. Still Gary Childs. Nasty one. Oh, crikey. And once again it is Groves in at the far post, but the defender, I think he just about knew what he was doing. That went wide for another corner. We are in the last minute and that is Town's 10th corner. Town have had 11 shots on target in this game as against Notts County's 5. In comes a corner from Dave Gilbert, low near post, wasn't a good one. Gary Childs has done very well, and it comes still there. Knocked away by Notts County. Gary Croft back to this wing, that's a good header. Dave Gilbert didn't get in, foot up in actual fact. Well, not the best piece of refereeing in the world. I think that's 6 of one, half dozen of the other for me.
No, to me, Gilbert, I presume it was against Gilbert. He had no chance of getting that ball whatsoever.
So we now reckon it is time, but I'm sure we've got a couple of minutes of injury to go onto this one. Up goes Graham Roger. Jim Dobbin in well. Now there's a run, Clyde Mendonca. Cherry's going to have to play it. Not got real distance. Paul Groves is in there. Good header. Gary Lund looking for the run of Agana. Whoa, this is nasty. And well across by Gary Croft. Shown an awful lot of it and got in well. Great challenge on Gary Lund. Thomas back to the wing. Dave Gilbert in there. Still Notts County looking to come forward. Challenge and the ball away. Notts County throw. Whoops. Ball out, Town throw. We reckon we're a minute and a half into injury time here. Joblin with a throw. Gary Lund. Still Gary Lund. Back to Short. Played a good game as Short, but not with that sort of play. The ball goes out. Another Town throw. Tony Rees is furthest forward for Town. The ball heads towards him. Another Town throw. Into the second minute of injury time. 3-3 is the scoreline here. It was 2-1 at half-time to Notts County. They went 3-1 up. Town have clawed it back. But we really wanted more. Free kick has been given away there by Tony Rees. Joblin. Short. Town throw. Surely got to be the last chance for Town to get this ball well forward. 3 minutes of injury time played. We'll get a corner. Palmer was the man heading it out, and there'll be an almighty roar if this one goes anywhere near the goal. Jim Dobbin going across to take it. Dave Gilbert on the edge of the area. Town's 11th corner. Jim Dobbin with it. A lot of air. Steve Cherry lost it. Hammered away by Agana. Now then, Gary Childs. No, it's not going to fall for him. Johnson. Straight through the middle. Steve Sherwood. The final whistle has gone. We've got a scoreline here of 3-3. Notts County went 1-0 in front, thanks to Paul Devlin. Paul Groves equalised it. Shortly before half-time, Notts County went 2-1 up. Free kick taken by Mark Draper. They went 3-1 up in the second half when a mess up in the Town defence left Gary Lund unmarked. He headed straight into the back of the net to make it that 3-1 scoreline. And then within a couple of minutes, Paul Groves had got Town back to a 3-3 position, which is how it has stayed, Rowley Godfrey. Conditions spoiling the first half, the second half a bit more like it. And I think at the end of the day, we've got to say that a draw is a fair result.
Yeah, as I said to you before, John, if you score 3 goals away from home, you expect something. At 3-1, I would have expected 3 points. But all credit to Grimsby, they came back, and it's no excuse, but they did have the worst of the conditions. When they scored their second goal, it was an absolute blizzard. And then in the second half, it seemed to stop, and then we presented them with the third goal. And give Grovesy and all the team credit, they came back, and I think a draw is a fair result. Disappointing if you're looking at the table, but there you are, 1 point's better than none.
Well, thanks, Rowley. We wanted 3 points today. We're going to have to be happy with the one, and I think well happy with it when you consider that how things went for us today. So it's Town 3, Notts County 3, and down to Peterborough for next Saturday's game. Well, sat alongside me now after a fine 3-3 draw here at Blundell Park, albeit in very, very blustery conditions, is Gary Lund, now of Notts County, and getting a goal for yourself today, Gary.
Yeah, it was nice to come back to the old place. I had some good times here, and it was nice to score a goal today.
We were discussing the goal earlier on, whether or not it was Steve Sherwood's fault, whether it was Graham Rogers' fault, or whether it's just, you know, good play by you getting in front of everybody. Tell us, go on, how would you say it?
Excuse me. Well, first of all, it was a smashing cross from Chris Short, I think it was. And I wouldn't blame the goalkeeper or defender, as you say. It's just a case of getting across the defender and meeting the balls, but I mean the main thing was the good cross.
It was a good cross, no question about it. I would imagine at the end of the day we said that after going 3-1 up and dragging ourselves back into it to make it 3-3, Town were probably quite happy with that point, but after having been 3-1 up, your lads were probably a little bit disappointed, were they? Yeah,
I think before the game we'd have perhaps settled for a draw, but having got to the stage where we're winning 3-1, it's very disappointing to sort of just come away with a draw, and we were disappointed with the way the sort of the 2 goals went in. Obviously there's some sort of controversy with the second one about the foul on the keeper, but we were disappointed.
And as far as Notts County have gone this season, Neil Warnock has now gone on his way, and with that you seem to have turned the corner a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, they've had some good results last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, and things are slowly starting to come together, and hopefully we can carry on towards the end of the season and sort of pull our way out of the trouble. So it's still a long way to go, but things are slowly coming.
And of course, tremendous improvements being made to Notts County's ground there at Meadow Lane. I mean, it really is a nice little stadium now, and I think probably deserving of at least First Division football.
Yeah, I think all the Grimsby people sort of recognised that when they came up to players early in the season, or what a vast difference there is. And as a player, you appreciate these sort of things. It's nice to run out into a stadium what's, it's a splendid stadium now, and you deserve to have good football on it, and we try and produce that now.
And as far as Gary Lund is concerned now, you've been in and out of the Notts County side now for a while. You've just finished a loan spell at Hull City. How does the future look for you?
Well, it's like the new era at the club now with the new manager taking over, and hopefully I can get a chance to sort of establish myself in the team and take it from there. Really, I mean, I don't want to leave the area really. Hopefully things can sort of carry on as they did today with scoring a goal and try and keep in the team. But it's nice to come back and on my debut as it were again, score a goal. So try and carry on.
Well, Gary Lund, from a favourite from not too distant past, I'm glad to say, and we certainly hope from your sake that you'll keep on scoring goals for Notts County, but not against us, of course.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary Lund. Well, fella that sat alongside me here, hat-trick hero today, Paul, but your first hat-trick was in a fine 4-1 win at Luton. Today, we've probably done well to scrape ourselves a 3-3 draw here against Notts County.
I think we'd have settled that sort of 20 minutes to the end. They were 3-1 up, and we didn't look like we was going to get back in it, but we did in the
And a bit of conjecture for the second goal as to whether or not Jim Dobbin had ran into Cherry. Even looking back on it in video, it's still quite unclear. How did you see it?
I think the ball's there to be won. Jim's gone up, a brave decision, I think, to go up with the keeper, and in the end, I mean, the keeper's just sort of managed to palm it down, and I've just come on the rebound. But I think in the first half, Graham went up for one and he didn't give a free kick, and he nearly put Steve Cherry in the back of the net. But I mean, he didn't give it, and it looked like he was going to do it all afternoon.
And I think it's fair to say that yes, the referee made his intentions clear earlier on by not giving fouls on the goalkeeper, I should say.
That's right. I think when the ball's in the air, I mean, anybody can challenge for it. I mean, I think sometimes keepers do get a bit too much protection, but fair play to the ref.
And 11 goals for you so far this season, and still a fair bit to go.
Yeah, obviously it'd be nice to get a few more, but 11's not bad going.
The conditions today, I mean, last week against Birmingham was pretty bad in as much as it was blowing a gale. Today it was blowing a gale, it was freezing cold, it was hailing and snowing and everything, and really in the favour of Notts County in the first half.
Possibly so, with the wind going sort of down the excuse me, down the hill. But I mean, the pitch for me played well. It played well enough. I mean, there was a bit of zip. I mean, you could pass it, and it was the same for both sides, wasn't it, during the game?
Last week we were saying that really we not exactly gave away another 2 points, but we could have done with the extra ones. But today, as you say, probably lucky to get back to that 3-3 scoreline.
Yeah, I think when you look through the season, obviously you look to do well at home. You like to get 3 points at home, but there's going to be games where you don't. And like you say today, I think with 20 minutes to go, you look at it and you say we'll settle for the point.
And Peterborough next weekend, of course. Peterborough, great away form in as much as they've won 7 or so games away, but not the best at home form.
No, they don't seem to be. But the way they played down here and the way they hustled and bustled us off the ball, I think we've got to go there. We've got to prove that we can play against that sort of football and try and get a result.
And you think with the rest of the season left to go, what, about a third of it or so, that things still looking pretty rosy for Town?
Yeah, obviously things look reasonable at the moment with us being sort of 7th in the league, but we've got to make sure that we stay up there and we're consistent. We can't afford to let ourselves down and let the fans down now by sort of fading away.
And how did the Boston Arthur man feel after today's performance? I mean, as you say, we dragged ourselves back into it after being 3-1 down. Was it an unhappy dressing room or what?
I think, from me personally, I think at the end, obviously we're disappointed. I mean, we got ourselves back in the game with 10 minutes to go and obviously wanted to go for the winner, but I think, you know, reflecting on everything, you've got to be happy with the 1 point in the end.
Right, well done on today's performance and many happy returns for tomorrow, I believe, as well. Is it a nice birthday present for you? Thanks, Paul Groves.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Paul Groves.
Well, Dave, 3-3 against Notts County today, but after that great win at Oxford in midweek, and by the way, I managed to see the video that Smudgy brought home the next day, and that goal at Oxford is something special.
Yeah, that's right. I was very pleased to score. I think it's nearly 2 years since I've scored away from home, right? So I was delighted to get the goal, and it was a great team performance. And we was hoping we could get the 3 points today, but it didn't quite go that way. But then it was creditable performance, you know, battling back from 3-1 down.
Yeah, well, you know, from the from the kick-off when they went in the lead, I mean, the wind was in their favour tremendously. We managed to get one back through Grovesy more or less straight away. But then the free kick, we couldn't make a mind up exactly why the referee gave a free kick, you know.
Well, he said Gary Croft had tripped the lad, but Gary said he never touched him. He'd lost the ball and then he dived. And very disappointing to concede a goal on the stroke of half-time, because we thought we'd weathered the storm and we expected with the wind behind us that we'd, you know, go on and probably pinch the game. But it's a killer when you concede a goal, you know, straight on half-time there.
Yeah, and when you say weather the storm, it was a storm as well. And then in the second half, it seemed to a drop, and then the old Grimsby Town lad Gary Lundy came in which I described it quite honestly on the video, that it was a bit sloppy marking. Yeah, we've had a little meeting and we're disappointed with all 3 goals. To be honest, we hadn't defended well today. He's got a free header from virtually 6 yards, and at that time we was having a good spell, and I think, you know, we showed good character to come back and get a draw. And I thought at the death we could have probably nicked it. But you know, basically, you know, as I said to John, if you score 3 goals away from home, I think you deserve something. Yeah, that's right. As I say, you know, from 3-1 down, I suppose we've got to be happy with a point. Yeah. You know, there's times when we could have laid down and lost that game, but we battled away, and we're just disappointed because we got a great result Tuesday, and it was a chance to close the gap. And you've got to beat these sort of sides. Well, anyway, it's I think it's Peterborough away next, and then I think we've got West Ham coming up. Yeah, we've got some very tough games. I think in March there's about 7 games. But the lads will battle at Peterborough. We owe them one. They was a good side when they beat us here. They thoroughly deserved the result. It was a poor one when they beat us here. Well, that's true, but you've got to also give those, you know, them credit. And I think we've got to, you know, reverse that scoreline. Yeah. And West Ham? I think they're the best side we've played this year. So it'll be a very difficult game. But we're capable. Well, how do you think, I mean, obviously there's Newcastle and West Ham way up there, 14 points clear of the 3rd place. Are you thinking about playoffs? Yeah, I think realistically you've got to. I mean, we've played every team this year. No one's battered us, as they say. I think on a day we can beat any of the teams. You know, we've just got to get a bit more consistency and beat these teams at home. Well, Dave, I wish you all the best, because John's got an ambition, you know, but we shan't talk about that one. But it would be nice if that we was videoing the playoffs at Wembley and we hadn't managed to get in the Premier League. Yeah, well, I'm just taking every game, but it would be nice to get there. I just hope you wear them boots when we walk out, Rolly. How much has it paid you to say that? I can't answer that. OK, Dave. Cheers, Rolly.